and they will claim the victory here in Los Angeles. Viva la España, Spain takes the win.
Amazing moment for this Spanish team.
Diego Botín and company delivered in the most pressure-packed situation on a day in Spanish sports history that they will soon not forget. So it's Spain still out in front here, leg 5 of 6. They've got to make one right-hand turn.
So there you go, Tom Slingsby turns the boat. He tries to block the Danish crew at the moment. He's desperately trying to get what power they can, but they're seriously hampered here. Your 6-cylinder engine's down to 3 at the moment. There's just no power on tap. However, clever tactical positioning from Tom Slingsby. He's given himself every chance of playing the blocking role. Looks like they've effected some form of repair. Look, if they can get to 30 kilometers an hour, they'll start to foil. Sam Newton's worked his magic at the front. Mr. Fix-It has got them flying again. And Australia are on the foils. Can they hold on to the Danish crew here? And Canada will be coming in at the top, but they're slow right now as Spain come to the finish.
So it's Spain making the final turn across the line in front of the Adrenaline Lounge. Spain gets the win in race 4 here in Los Angeles.
But there's a lot of talent on board that boat, don't you worry about that. Diego and Florian sailed together in the 49er. Diego narrowly missed out on an Olympic medal in Japan, so close to that. But yeah, this would be one of the biggest moments in their sailing careers, probably the biggest moment in their sailing career by far. So don't be surprised if some nerves come in as this race goes on.
And we can't forget that in that last race, they were only seconds away from not even making this final.
Look at the distance coming down. Spain, they try to foil. They're up in the air. Can they stay up in the air? Look at the speed difference at the moment. Down to 75 meters. And when they come back together, Denmark will have the right of way. If the gap closes enough, it's advantage Denmark.
So it comes down to this, the final 200 meters, and then it's gate number 5. Who's going to blink first? It's Spain in first. Denmark makes the turn.
It's all about the quality of this maneuver. Denmark are off the foils. Spain, oh, they stuffed the bow in. They've put the bow down too hard there. Can either of these boats get back on the foils? Tactically good sailing by the Spanish, trying to put themselves to block the wind, getting through to Rockwool. Denmark, if you can take their wind away, it's hard for them to get up and foiling again.
So they'll make that right-hand turn. It's going to be close.
A race to get back up on the foils here. Both teams flying one hull, not yet up on the foils, but the Spanish looking to be building speed.
Spain have got it here, Todd. Spain have got it. One more
Here's the
maneuver.
turn.
Wow, what a moment for this young Spanish crew here, Todd. They turned the boat, 100-meter lead again. They stayed calm when it mattered most. I don't see an overtaking opportunity for Denmark here. It's just
Look at this, the speed's coming up again. H1, and it is Spain. They get through the gate, they can see the finish line, and for the first time in SailGP history, the young team from Spain will bring it home, and they will claim the victory here in Los Angeles. Spain is the winner of the Oracle Los Angeles Sail Grand Prix.
Oh, great job by Botín and his crew. Vamos, Spain, come on, what a job.
You can see how much it means to this young team. They have been building up to this for so long and had a difficult journey to get there, but have made some huge gains.
What a time for Spanish sport. The youngster Carlos Alcaraz won Wimbledon last weekend. This young Spanish crew winning here. Inspirational stuff for the Spanish sports people.
The celebration is on across Spain, and in the Southland of California, Spain has come to Los Angeles and they have picked up the win. Denmark will take second and Australia will bring it home for third. What a performance by the young Spanish team.
Huge error for the Swiss as Diego and crew lead this Spanish boat away in front of the home fans.
So at mark number 1, the fleet goes from 10 to 9.
Canada, relative GBR. That's an 11.
And Chief Umpire Craig Mitchell's not done, so Switzerland gets the black flag. Sebastian Schneider pushing the issue way too much, and their race 1 is done.
What a moment on board that Swiss boat. That happened early. Lisa got themselves trapped out. No room allowed at the start line. You can't barge in, and, well, probably a fair penalty.
It is a fair penalty, and then the reason it is so harsh is because when you are at that end of the line and you push in there is nowhere to go. So it's quite aggressive, and they were really close to Denmark, and it's actually, it's quite dangerous, and that's why the penalty's harsh. And we've got the live speeds here. It might only be 15 km/h winds, but we've got Spain going 57 km/h, so plenty of wind to set extend there and round this mark.
And look at Spain coming up already to gate number 2. Peter Burling telling us before the start of race number 1 how tight this course was. So it's Spain, New Zealand, USA, Denmark, and Australia, the top 5.
Great rounding by the Spanish. New Zealand and the USA were going to be tight. We could see them going toe-to-toe. New Zealand has the right of way on the inside here. Late decision by Burling to split away. He will head back towards the Cadiz shoreline. He didn't want to go around the outside of Jimmy Spithill. The US boat just up and foiling. New flight controller Taylor Canfield on board the US boat. Pressure on him out there today. Thoughts are with Hans Henken recovering well after Taranto. We're glad to hear. But for the US, they've turned left. For the New Zealand crew, they've turned back towards that Cadiz shoreline, and I think you could find wind there, but it's perhaps a bit more of a risky call.
It is risky, but I think in general New Zealand have been really good at spotting these shifty winds, staying in the pressure and being quite bold and going out there. We spoke to Pete before, and he did say it is about staying in those puffs, so I think he has seen something.
Nice manoeuvre there by the Spanish crew, and they're up and foiling. That'll be a good sign. They're heading back towards the fans on the Cadiz shoreline. Great view for the Spanish. What a first race in front of their home fans.
And they are on the final leg, the hometown teams. It is Spain out in front with a huge lead here at the Spain Sail Grand Prix, day number 1. They will bring it into the shoreline just in front of their fans on the seawall and let the celebration begin as they open things up on their home event with a huge victory. Viva la España! Spain takes the win.
Vamos indeed, Diego. They're all trapped outside. It's going to be Spain first. New Zealand are entitled to go round second. They're going to have to work hard. USA on the inside. Wow, there's some tight overlaps. I'm not sure if USA have got room in there, but Taylor Canfield, he's going to drive it like he stole it. He spins the boat inside. Has he got the right of way? We'll find that out afterwards. But Spain, New Zealand, take a breath, relax on board those boats. You got the lead. That's all you could want at this point. As Australia and Slingsby finds himself at the back of the again. So do they do it early, right in front of New Zealand, and take the left turn and try and block the path of New Zealand, or do they do it later and split the course, head back towards the Nobu Lounge? Last time we saw the US chose to do the move late. Spain might do it early. Yes, look at that. They look to turn inside. They block New Zealand off. I think that's a strong tactical move. There you go. He's forced an extra manoeuvre onto New Zealand. Burling didn't want to follow in the disturbed wind. Great move by Diego Botín. He's really thought that one out there. He's done well. He now just has one more manoeuvre to do. New Zealand have 2 more manoeuvres to do. Tactical racing by the Spanish there. Saw it early. Nice move. But it's still going to come down to who finds the next big gust of wind. But for Spanish fans to see that hull up in the air, I think that's got to be pretty good news for the Spanish. Sailing away with just one more manoeuvre to do. Can they keep it clean on this downwind leg? Because New Zealand, they've got another 2 to do.
Spain already have winners of an event this year earlier in Los Angeles in the port of LA. So they're looking to make it 2. If they get a big victory here, that would give them 2 wins out of 3 races on day number 1. But remember, 2 more races coming tomorrow before we cut the fleet. And then it is USA in 3rd. Have they chosen wisely as they follow New Zealand? A top 3 finish for Taylor Canfield. The Americans would set them up nicely for tomorrow.
Yeah, very different tactical situation as well, because they weren't in a boat on boat. They're just racing, how do I sail smoothly and fast around the course? Probably is more efficient to do that turn when you're going downwind. Now, Spain had to do something. They at least forced the decision on Burling, so I like what the Spanish did, because otherwise it was an easy advantage. Burling, as we see now, the boats line up. Switzerland, Schneider, he needs a good race. He's getting a good race. Great to see from then Denmark, the wind whisperer Nathan Outridge. Well, he's scrapping in the middle of the pack again, but consistency's king. And now, as we see on our ladder lines down here, Botín and the Spanish crew look like they're ahead of New Zealand, but New Zealand have the right of way. If it's close, Spain have got to keep clear. But look at the speed, nearly 7 kilometers an hour faster on board that Spanish boat. And they're going to extend away as they head down the course here. Speed's on the top left and on the top of the wings. Just
look at that lead growing.
Read well for the Spanish, and a hull up in the air. They've got one hull out of the water. They're going so much faster because of it. And look at that gain line extend out. 57, 58, 59. Big lead.
Spanish currently sailing at 24.5 kilometers an hour, while the Kiwis significantly slower at 18, showing just how big that difference is between that H1 mode and H2.
The big question is, Stevie, are they online to get around that gate Can they take it in and just make that small final left-hand turn for the finish line?
They can go pretty slow at the end, but all I'd say is tactically now they're in a pretty unassailable position, because they'll be able to just go really slow, but they're on the inside of New Zealand now. I mean, not only have they got a big lead over New Zealand now, so that maneuver at the top,
move of the match.
Spain turning inside, that was great tactical racing, saw the opportunity, gave himself the chance, I'm going to lose early to gain long term, and that's so often the battle. So this Spanish crew here, sort of think of them as a bit of a young crew. They're not really that young anymore. They're top performers on the Olympic stage, and that was a top move against, well, let's face it, one of the greats of world sailing in Peter Burling and his New Zealand team.
And for Diego Botín and the Spanish, this will be back-to-back victories on day number 1. An opportunity to wish Diego Botín a happy birthday, born on Christmas Day. Not this last one, but that's when his birthday is, on Christmas Day, and we haven't seen him since then. So the Spanish looking to make it 2 wins in a row, and New Zealand, they'll do a great job of salvaging this, Stevie. Even though they'll finish in 2nd place more than likely, they'll have a 1st, a 2nd, and then that one bad race, the 10th. All credit, though, goes to Spain. The move of the match coming on the penultimate leg as Spain gets the win again in race 3.
Who's going to find the most breeze quickly here? I like where Tom Slingsby's positioned himself. He's not got the right of way. He will have to dip behind Spain, but he's sailing a great angle and he's sailing towards wind.
Hey, got 15 more pressure this way. Hey, stand by. Shooting.
Here we go, Australia are going to move in that dark patch of water. Expect a foiling manoeuvre from the Australians here. They should be able to stick this, and if they do stick it, they're going to have the right of way when they come back together with Spain. It's game on for Slingsby on the Australians, but right now, Botín is going fast.
Diego Botín, the winners of Los Angeles and Spain, looking for a 2nd victory here in season number 4. They currently sit in 5th place overall, coming off a 2nd place finish in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, tight moment here. Australia have the right of way. Nicole van Verden called the cross. She says they're comfy ahead. I think she might have judged it right. Great call there, confident call. But I think we're going to need to see 2 more manoeuvres for Australia and potentially 3 for Spain, unless they can just creep round the top of Shark Island to make gate 5.
Some brilliant sailing here by the Spanish and Australians in these marginal conditions. They're showing the best foiling percentage throughout this race. Australia so far on 92% fly time compared to Spain at almost 89. That bottom number there shows the height that they're foiling at, so we can see Spain have now just dropped off the foils, but previously they were flying around at 1 meter above the water.
Spain and Australia in neck-and-neck battle here as we come up on the final mark. It'll be a left-hand turn and then a sprint to the finish line. It is Spain that has the lead, but the Aussies about 20-30 meters right behind.
That all got a bit sporty at the top there. Great work by Diego Botín, and they're going to sail across the front of the fans on Shark Island. It should be a victory here. Sehersted consistent with the Danish. De La Pierre up to 4th and Outridge hanging on in 5th, but what a race by the young Spanish crew.
And as they come to the line in race number 2, it is Spain that takes the victory. Australia holds on for 2nd. Denmark will claim 3rd. It is Spain on the outside. Phil Robertson in Canada coming in tight on the inside, and it will be Spain that gets the whole shot here in Bermuda.
What a start by Botín there, Todd. He was absolutely hammer down. Pedal to the metal when the gun went. Perfection from the Spanish. Slingsby still in the mix. Out the back again, New Zealand. He's not got his starting happening just yet. But anyway, that doesn't matter for us right now. Diego Botín on board this Spanish boat. He's given himself a chance. Can they stick the lead?
Could they get a win here? That would be huge. Spain coming off a 7th in race number 1, a 6th in race number 2.
And a 2nd at the moment for the Canadian team. Really good consistency from them.
Full speed, not bad indeed.
Well, it wasn't bad, Diego, but that jibe you just did there was not great. They turn on the downwind leg, they got a bit slow, and look at the angle difference and the speed difference there. They executed the maneuver not particularly well. Canada nailed it, and very soon the Canadians are going to start to put some disturbed air. We heard there, Botín, he already is compromised by the Canadians. We heard Denmark saying left turn, head towards that side of the course favoured. Canada are perfect for that. Botín's looking to spin away and turn right.
One more maneuver here coming for Spain as they are in the lead, but here comes Australian Tom Slingsby with a lot of speed coming up to mark 6.
Oh, we see the path behind Denmark. Look how they had to change angle there. I think he was trying to get contact with Australia, couldn't make it happen. He's had to re-accelerate. So now Denmark are going to be really fast here. Spain are gone, forget about them. This is a race win for Bottin. Australia's going to spin on the mark, and here come Denmark. What can they do? Can he stay fast enough to get round the outside? If he can get overlapped, he can get alongside Australia. Expect an aggressive move from Seherstedt.
Oh, so very close as Nikolai Seherstedt is running the Australians off course.
I thought he was a nice guy on the race course. That was aggressive from
The
Seherstedt.
Great Dane goes full Viking on the Aussies.
Oh, aggression from Seherstedt. That's what we want from Rottwell, Denmark.
This is the event final of the Apex Group Bermuda Sail Grand Prix.
Oh, pole predictor looks pretty good from there. It's judged it well. Some move by Bottin. He pulled it out the bag. They lead at Mark 1. Australia at the back. Slingsby's going to be looking to make a move. And now, here we go. Time to settle the heart rates down. The Spanish now will be all about when do the boats behind manoeuvre, when can we make it to the gate with no more turns. The black foils have got the most speed at the moment. Spain holds on. Great tactical sailing by Bottin. Expect an attack on this downwind from the black foils.
Diego Bottin and the Spanish get to that yellow circle first. They take the priority. It slows down the Kiwis. And so now it is Spain who got the whole shot at mark number 1. They are back into first place. Burling now in second place. And this is going to be a great and very important leg, Stevie and Emily, as they make their way down course. As Diego Bottin comes around this last mark, winners in Los Angeles, and it is Spain who gets into the final here in Bermuda by a tiebreaker. And give it up for the Spanish. They will claim the victory here in Bermuda.
Oh, vamos de gallas.
Amazing moment for this Spanish team.
Look, there's tight moment. New Zealand have got to keep clear, and the Spanish could play spoilers here. They've got over the Kiwis. What work by Bottin and crew. Got themselves back in the race. Kiwis looking down there. 93 kilometres an hour on board the British boat. Oh, he's sending it hard there. New Zealand are back to 4th. Spain up to 2nd. Great work by the Spanish crew.
But the Spanish team have snuck in here and they are disrupting that race to the final scoreboard. So at the moment, this would see Canada, Great Britain and Spain bumping the black foils out of the final. So pressure is on Peter Burling to make that next gain.
Huge, 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 huge. And this is massive for Spain. Can they do enough? France potentially in the final as it sits at the moment. Denmark in the final and Great Britain in the final.
Emily, Spain has the lead, but they are still not into the final.
Exactly. Sometimes the points need chaos to happen behind you. So all they can do right now is sail their best race, get the points where they matter, and cross their fingers that something is going to happen behind them that will shift them forwards in those standings.
As they go by the Australians who just moments ago capsized their boat. Looked like everyone was okay. We'll try to get a report on their condition and the boat's condition in just a moment. Meanwhile, the racing goes on here in the final fleet race of the day. It is Spain out in front, looking to make one more maneuver before the final gate. And right now, it is Great Britain in 2nd, France in 3rd.
Oh, what a turn up this would be. Spain perfectly set up here. They look in great shape to make it through the gate with no further problems. Emirates, Great Britain, this could be massive for their season. They had to make the final to have any hope of getting to that grand final in San Francisco. They're doing just that and in some style getting back to 2nd. But New Zealand now needs a mistake from Rottwell, Denmark if they're going to have any hope, and I just don't see the Danes making a mistake from here.
After all kinds of chaos in Halifax, the 5th race goes the way of the Gallos. Vamos Gallos! Spain gets the win.
Massive lead now for the Spanish. Can they make it to this final turning mark with just one more manoeuvre? I'm not sure if they can, looking at the angles we've got here, but the Australians are miles away.
Yeah, exactly.
Solid, Diego. I think you've nailed it, mate. Just got to keep it calm. They've got to respect the basics now. That yellow line there, that is the ley line. So that means once they've passed that, they should be able to do this one final manoeuvre and then make it to the final turning mark with no more turns. This is it. Season 4 is going to be Spanish.
They've still got a little distance to go, then they'll hit the last gate, they'll make a quick left-hand turn, and then it's towards the shore. Barring any major disaster, Spain will be celebrating well into the night, and here we go. Spain bringing it home. There's mark number 5, there's the finish line, there's the San Francisco skyline in the distance. This could be the greatest race in Spanish history. They won in Los Angeles, they won in Bermuda, and they've got problems.
They don't have problems, they've just called that ley line a little bit too tight, so they're having to sail really high angles to make this mark, which means they've come off of the foil here, leaving the door open behind them. The Australians are coming in 65 kilometers an hour. Pressure is on for the Spanish team to get back up on the foils here.
Here comes Australia. They make the turn, and now it's a drag race to the finish line. Can the Spanish get it done? They've got 100 meters to go.
Come on!
And they will get it. Vamos España! Spain claims season 4.
Vamos le gallas.
Australia second, New Zealand third, no penalties. It is official.
Absolutely insane grand final race.